Hey everybody, it's Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com. Today I'm going to show how to install this Liberty 150 or 50cc model Flyscreen. You may ask, why is it called a Flyscreen? It kicks the wind up and over you and keeps the flies out of your teeth when you're riding. It's one of my favorite size windscreens because you're able to look over the windscreen with no issues, so you're not being impeded by looking through a piece of plexiglass or it gets fogged up on a rainy day or whatever. But it has added protection to keep the air pressure off your chest and kick the majority of the wind up and over your head. And along with that, adds kind of a sporty look to the Liberty 50 and 150. This is made by Faco, which is a quality manufacturer out of Italy. We've been buying their products for vintage Vespas and now on the modern Vespas and Piaggios. They have a full range of accessories that you can find on our website, ScooterWest.com. The part number for this Flyscreen is LT30F. Best part about it is it's larger than the factory Flyscreen and costs much, much less than the factory Flyscreen that's available for the Liberty 150 and 50. So only basic tools are needed: a small mallet or hammer, a number 2 Phillips screwdriver, a combination 8mm wrench, and an 8mm Allen driver. And it can be a T-handle like this, or even the basic L-shaped Allen keys that are included in the assortment sets. So we'll start by assembling the 2 support rods. Take these long Allen bolts. Got a pair of them, they're both identical. And from this direction, go ahead and drop both the Allen bolts with the split washer as well. So, and then go ahead and flip that over, hold the bolt in place. This beveled washer goes like such, and then this expansion plug, you can just start to thread it on, and just thread it on right until it seats. You don't want to retract that plunger in there. And I recommend getting rid of this little cap because it typically will fall right out. So oriented towards the left, this would be your left upright support. And you want to take these plastic spacers, and they have 2 different sides. One side has like a hex nut looking thing on it, and the other side is just a round hole. So you want to drop it down where the hex faces you while you're holding it. And you may need to spread it open a little bit to get it to slide down the rod. And just position it down a little bit, and that's no problem, and then do the second one, same orientation with the hex nut facing you. So the right side rod is set up pretty much mirror of the left side rod. Locate the 4 rubber grommets. Just go ahead and press them right into the windscreen. Use your thumb to kind of roll them right in place and make sure they're centered in the hole. They kind of wiggle around a little bit, and that's normal. Do the same with all the 3 remaining positions. Next, locate the 4 plastic spacers, and they pretty much just go right into the grommets and they'll stay in place, no problem. From the front side of the windshield. We'll go ahead and flip the windscreen over. We have our left rod, and we'll go ahead and approximately get the spacing of our 2 plastic windshield holders there. So something about like that. We'll take one of these long Phillips screws and start from the top position. There's 2 style nuts included with this kit. One is called a nylock locking nut, and it's got like a little white nylon insert. And then there's just a standard machine nut. So take the standard machine nut, which is a little thinner. So once you locate the nut, go ahead and find one of your screws and just thread it on just a little bit. The whole idea is you could hold the nut and push it right into the well. And go ahead and repeat that with the other locations as well, with the standard machine nut, not the nylon locking nut. And while you have the screw out, go ahead and insert it in the topmost position, and we'll go ahead and start threading in. Right now everything's loose. Then take another screw, do the same with the next position, and just get them just started. Everything's loose right now, and that's normal. And you can see the top of the chrome's about right like that. Go ahead and do the same with the right side. So now that the windshield's partly built, just inside where the turn signal stops come out, you'll find 2 receiving ends for these expansion plugs. And while everything's loose, you'll be able to have the handlebars fairly straight and aim for the 2 expansion plug points. Keep some pressure on the windscreen because you don't want it sliding out and sliding down your bodywork. I'm going to take the Allen wrench and then take my mallet and then repeat with the other side. And it's just seating it in place, but not tightening the expansion plug. And it kind of changes the sound to it when they're all the way seated. So now that it's all the way seated, we'll go ahead and just start to tighten these up just a little bit. And right where it starts taking some slack out of the end. I don't want to tighten it all the way just yet. So you can still move it around, but it's not wiggling all over the place. Repeat with other side. So now that everything's just loosely installed, I would suggest sitting on the scooter and just looking down. You can move everything around at this point and kind of dial in the positions of all these spacers, and most important, make sure the windshield looks symmetrical from the backside. So when you're riding it, you don't want to have it look all out of whack. You move it up and down just a little bit, kind of want to leave some space between the top because there is some vibration when the windshield is in use that may touch the bodywork. So just kind of adjust everything. And then next, take your Phillips screwdriver and go ahead and slowly go between each of them and start tightening them down. Make small adjustments as needed. And again, I'm kind of looking down from the top and I can see that these things, you know, want to get them fairly straightened out. And you don't need to over tighten these, you know, just enough to kind of hold it all in place. It's very, very stout at this point. So once you're satisfied with the positioning of the windscreen, the top 2 fasteners, you can put the second nylock locking nut on the end of the threads that's exposed and hold the screw with your screwdriver, and then just, you have to overcome the friction of the nylock. So you're not going to be able to hand tighten this. And just go ahead and give it a couple turns until it stops, and we'll stop right when it backs up against the other nut that's inside the plastic mount. Then go ahead and pop the little plastic cap on there. There's another set of plastic caps and nylon locking nuts, but you really can't get access to those lower mounts. Along with, you can't really see them, so they're not really used. Go ahead and turn the 2 expansion plugs, kind of just tighten them until they're fairly tight. And that pretty much concludes the whole installation of this Flyscreen here. So I hope you found that video interesting or helpful, whether you're looking to buy this windscreen or just tips on how to install it, or just looking around for optional accessories for your Liberty. This is definitely the ticket. It's a great price windscreen for a budget-minded, inexpensive quality scooter such as this Liberty, made by Faco. And check out all our other YouTube videos. Subscribe to our channel, mostly about the Vespa, both vintage and modern. If you're looking to do service on your Liberty, just search for Vespa Primavera or Sprint services, oil change, etc. It's all pretty much the same steps, same engine in the scooter. Until next time, it's a Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com. You can support this channel by purchasing products from us on ScooterWest.com. Until next time, be safe, have fun, and keep the rubber side down.